A pleasure to meet all at last, and here we are once again with some more of the Vlog-A-Thon 5.0. And now, what I would like to say are a couple things regarding the immense growth I've had on my channel. The growth that has, of course, happened mostly throughout September. So, if you've been wanting to know anything about what's happened, well, the likes of films I should have talked about years ago, Season 2, Hot Wheels Hilarity Season 7, and a few other things on the channel have actually sparked a bit of a growth to happen on the channel. Comments started pouring in, viewership went up like crazy, and by now I could probably say that in terms of watch hours, the total amount added up on a monthly basis is around 200. Which is crazy. I mean, a combined total of 200 hours a month? That's probably going to be enough to put me right there for the opportunity to get an AdSense program put in. In other words, I might qualify for YouTube's monetization system. So this could be a pretty big chance to have down the line. But the other thing is to have the subscriber count be above 1,000. Of course, viewership and watch hours are very significant in and of themselves, but subscriber count is going to be a really big deal as well, regarding how many people love to see the content on my channel. And so far, the subscriber count barely exceeds 60. At this point though, it's safe to almost assume that I could be successful this year. Apart from having some major growth happen, I'm surely going to be very surprised at what we could probably take on. Regarding all the content that I've done for this year, I've made a lot of GWK content. I've done some films I should have talked about years ago, as well as a new tangent known as Films I'm Willing to Talk About Again, where I talked about certain films I've talked about before, but I've also retouched on films that I should have spoken of a while ago. But of course, new content has appeared for the most part. Multiple Wheels of Steel was one new piece. Unfortunately, it has not panned out so well due to some complications with production, so it's eventually gonna fade off. So I'd say after 2022, it's probably gonna be no more, just like what happened with Survival of No Limits. That series unfortunately had so much potential, but it unfortunately couldn't really be done quite well. And so there's just not a whole lot I could say about that. And Multiple Wheels of Steel also had some potential put into it, but it couldn't really be done quite well. So, sorry guys. Don't expect a season 2 of either of these series to come up, but anything else I could probably mention would have to be the fact that Nerf-related content, Nerf Secret Revealed, for instance, Distance Gauge has in fact been growing a bit. But with the second season I have planned on for next year, do expect that to potentially grab some views as well. Otherwise, I'm not really going to touch base on plenty of other stuff here because what's really the point? I'm just more than appreciative for the support that you've given in recent months, and knowing that September was probably one of the biggest moments of channel growth for this year, and I'm really sure that someday there eventually will be another growth spurt coming up, but I do have yet to see it. So at this point, I'm just going to move on from a lot of this stuff and just see what happens later. The series is going to get better, and with other content I have like HWH and films I should have talked about years ago, hopefully they can continue to grow, and GWK can also have some bigger and possibly better pieces to it as well. So if you want to see more, go down to my channel to make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.